Hello and welcome to our Let's Talk Business podcast with Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. Today is Friday, May the 14th. Man, it's the 14th of May. It's May already. I remember Christmas and New Year's like it was yesterday. But back to business. We have me. I'm your host. She called me a co-host earlier, so I was going to say co-host. But I'm your host, Howard Johnson, Vice President, Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to let everybody else introduce themselves. I'm going to give you their names. My girl, Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Lucretia Holman. She is our Vice President for Region 2.
Galveston.
And then we have Mr. Shawn Bailey with us today, and my boy, Javian.
JV,
So I'm going to let
back.
everybody introduce themselves, and we'll start right here with Bobby.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here today. I get to share this panel with all these great guys. I'm the only girl, so hey, I'm liking that. I am the Regional Vice President of Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, Region 2, Galveston County. And I'm happy to be here.
Mr. Bailey.
I'm Shawn Bailey. I'm with AMOCO Federal Credit Union. We're honored to be guests here today. I'm a little nervous, but with these great co-hosts, I think I'll be all right.
We're going to make this easy for you, Shawn. We're going to make it easy for you.
And good morning. I'm here again. I'm Javian with Avaco Federal Credit Union, your business development officer here in your community.
Mr. Jackson.
JB.
All right. Well, first, let us thank. I'm gonna thank our sponsors, man. Our May podcast is sponsored by MD Anderson Cancer Center, and we appreciate the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center. They are the leader in cancer patient care research, education, and prevention for sponsoring our May Let's Talk Business podcast. And special guest on May the 28th, MD Anderson's Dr. Miguel Rodriguez-Biggis and the Community Relations Manager, Jeanette Lestrade. Did I get it right? Lestrade. Jeanette, please forgive me. If you're listening, please forgive me. Jeanette Lestrade. They're going to join us to discuss the importance of a colorectal cancer screening, which just means a colon screening, and they're going to share information about all the other programs and services that MD Anderson offers to the greater Houston community. MD Anderson, we really, really appreciate the sponsorship for our May podcast, because without the sponsorships, we could not do our podcast. They help us out a lot. Also, if you would like to become a sponsor, we accept all sponsorships. 832-875-3977. Again, that's 832-875-3977. Did I say we accept all sponsorships?
Yes,
I don't
you
know
do.
if I said that.
You got it.
All sponsorships. Also, I want to give a plug out, GMT Radio, www.gmtradio.com. We would not be able to do our podcast without them. They're the ones who do all the media stuff that you see on these podcasts, the radio stuff. GMT, they have an app on, go to your Apple Store, go to your Google Play Store, download the app, GMT Radio app. They have live TV, they do music, videos, any type of media that you're trying to get done. GMT Radio. Talk to my boy Nice. They call him Nice for a reason, because he's nice with it. So we're going to get back into this thing. Shawn, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, like your background, how you got to where you at? Tell us what you want to tell us about yourself.
Well,
and then I'm gonna ask what else we want to know.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about the asking part. That's the part I'm worried about. Well, before I get into that, you mentioned MD Anderson, and I have to give a shout out to them, because 15 years ago, when AMOCO was making the decision to grow and become a better organization, I reached out to the businesses that I wanted our company to aspire to be like. And MD Anderson was one of them.
Okay.
Obviously, MD Anderson, probably one of the greatest branding campaigns in the history of any organization, and it's very clear what their mission is.
Exactly.
Right, with that. So they were kind enough to send one of their representatives down to our credit union and talk to my board of directors. And, I'm very thankful, for a company that size, they didn't have to send somebody down.
Yeah.
But that's who they are. And it made a difference to us at AMOCO Credit Union. So I just want to give a shout out to
MD Anderson is great.
Before we get started.
Yeah.
I've been Shawn Bailey. I grew up in New Mexico.
Okay. What part of New Mexico?
Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Okay, Carlsbad.
Yep. Grew up there, small town, humble beginnings. nobody in my family ever went to college, nor was college even an opportunity, right? It wasn't even in the thought process. Was blessed and got the opportunity to go to college, took full advantage of that, and made my way, right? Took advantage of the opportunity. Got started in credit unions right out of college. I worked for a credit union ever since I graduated college. Was blessed to have the opportunity to come here to Texas City, to this area, and work for AMOCO. Been here since 2001.
Okay.
And just blessed. I'm a part of an organization that's making a difference in the communities that we serve, and get to work with great people like Javian and surround ourselves by that. But I'm truly blessed, right? I've overcome anything of my expectations in life, but glad to be here and glad to be honored to be with y'all today.
Thank you. No, the honor and pleasure is all mine, and I will not let you take that from me. We're glad to have you here. Yeah, so JV, tell us about yourself.
So I'm Javian, and I've been with the credit union. This will be my 13th year here at the credit union, and it's been a great experience, for me this whole time. And again, to experience the work life with Shawn Bailey has been great. He set a great example for me and many others at the credit union, and see how he's helped the credit union grow has been an extraordinary move for the credit union too. So I can't speak enough about Shawn, and I got to brag on him because as we spoke earlier, the remembrance of who he has in his environment is important. For him to actually be involved in the credit union and to actually walk inside of the credit union and acknowledge members and the employees by name is always a great feeling. You don't see that a lot.
That's right.
And so I'm finna enlighten you on something. The information you just shared, if you haven't told him, this is his first time hearing it. He doesn't know that he was being watched, admired, and probably even mimicked without you even. He's impacted your life without him even knowing it. Just being who he is and doing what he does.
It is.
Well,
I mean,
we're impacted. We're in this together, right?
Well, when you go to a place of business, how often do you see the president or the CEO of that company actually taking part in it? And that's important to me.
It's very important
because a lot of people haven't even had the opportunity to meet the owner of a company or the president of that company. Because they're so far off. But we actually have someone that's here to acknowledge us and make the connection with us,
and that says a lot about his character. I pointed that out because, a lot of people in leadership don't realize how many people look up to them or how many people are actually watching how they operate or how they move, and some of them don't operate or move in integrity, and it's hard for the people who are sitting back watching them to see it, but to have a CEO and president that moves in integrity, that treats everybody as if they were right on the same level as he was. I mean, I get that from just the way that you uplift Shawn, the way you talk about him. I get that, and I see his personality. This is my first time meeting him, but it was a great greeting, and he talked about how he was blessed. People that are in a higher position, that the first thing they say is, "Oh, I'm blessed to be in this position. I'm honored to have this opportunity." Those people right there, they have integrity. They didn't forget where they came from, and secondly, will reach down and help anybody that they can. That I know about people who, in just conversation, who say things like that. A pair of lips can say anything, but when people start off with that, and they don't really have to, and those are people who have experienced something, who've been through something, who've came out, and I like to always highlight those attributes in people. So Shawn, I saw that in you just from our first conversation.
I can't take credit for that. I need to give credit where credit is due, and I learned that from my mom and dad.
Yeah.
Okay. My dad worked in a mine for 20 years, right? Underground, worked blue collar work, and he always taught me the character lesson that he always preached to me as I was growing up, and it helped me out so much through the years, is treat everybody with respect. And he had some motivation behind that. He said, treat everybody with respect because you never know, someday they'll be your boss, right? And as he worked in the potash and trained these young guys, and then they rose above him and all that type of stuff. But, you know, and especially in today's world, you know, we all need to have that as a core value, is treat everybody with mutual respect. Now my mom, you know, I really, she taught me as she worked 2 jobs to help me get through college and aspect like that. She taught me always put others above yourself, right? And the more that you can put others above yourself, and once you get to that point in life of when you say it's not about you, it's about somebody else.
That's when life really happens.
Yes, life gets easier and the rewards get better. And the rewards
That's when life really happens. When you get to that point of your life, when you hit that particular plateau in life, when it doesn't matter, you know, the money becomes less of a factor than customer service. That's when life really happens, and the money is just, it's like a floodgate is open, and it's an abundance of it. When, you know, when the sun doesn't set on your finances anymore, that's a good good feeling. It's a good feeling. So we're gonna get down to a few things. First, I want to tell you about Tri-County. Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce is a chamber of commerce here in Houston, Texas. We service 4 counties, 4 regions, and those 4 regions are comprised of 3 counties. Region 1 is Harris County, Montgomery County, Liberty County. Region 2, whoop whoop, Galveston County, Brazoria County, Fort Bend. Region 3 is Chambers County, Jefferson County, Orange County. And Region 4, which is a region that we just added, I think, last year or 2 years ago, which is Jasper County, Newton County, and Hardin County. We also have an international spectrum of Tri-County Black Chamber of Commerce. It's Tri-County International. But at Tri-County, our mission statement is we are committed to acquiring and disseminating valuable business information, resources, and tools for member firms to achieve entrepreneurial parity and economic prosperity in the region and internationally. And that's our mission here. So what we're going to do now is, Bobby has a few questions, so we're going to get down to some questions and get the information out there to the people. So if you're listening today, get ready. You're about to get some good information. Get your pencil out, put your phone on record, or just check out the podcast when it comes out on our website or AMOCO website. So AMOCO Federal Credit Union, man, they're here with us today. They are a member firm on credit union.
Member-owned cooperative organization.
Member-owned
Yeah,
cooperative organization. That's why JV here. That's why he's here.
Yep.
So they're owned by the members. They do a lot of stuff in their community. This is not their first time being on our podcast, so I've had the opportunity to speak with 4 or 5 different people that are there, and the message has been the same every single time.
Yes.
So they're consistent at what they do, they're consistent at how they train, they're consistent at what they put out. So whether you're talking to one person, the CEO, or you're talking to a business relations manager, or you're talking to JV, it's going to be the same message, and I like and respect that. So we're gonna get down to some questions. Bobby, you ain't said nothing. What's going on, girl? You got that hair laid. Y'all look at this outfit. I'm like, ooh.
Okay, so I am privileged to interview Shawn and JV.
Here's the tough part.
So I've been talking to Shawn this morning about just relaxing and just, we're just gonna do what we do. We try to make you feel relaxed, and we're not so rigid and all that stuff.
Yeah, so
I
told him I wasn't gonna put him on the spot.
Howard's got that.
Bobby did it. Bobby did it.
So I just want to ask you, the credit union has received tremendous success over the past few years, and so as a CEO and president, what would you say has attributed to that?
Well, it starts with leadership, right? And blessed to have a board of directors that have been there for many years and committed to the credit union and organization. And our board of directors, and Javian can tell you this, is, they've provided us a very good mission, right? there's no question of what AMOCO is there for, and that's to serve the financial needs of our members. Very clear vision, something to be proud and honored about. So, our board gives us leadership, and then they challenge us and provide vision statements to say, this is where we are at today, this is where we want to be tomorrow. And they challenge us to us. They hold us accountable to it. But they also give us the resources, and then they also just tell us the sandbox that we can play in that, right, and keep us in the bounds. So, our success starts with the leadership at the top of the board of directors. The rest of it comes from great employees being a part of that mission and working every day, day in and day out, every transaction, every contact point to make sure we're achieving our mission. And, the numbers come and other stuff come, but as long as you stay true to that, whether we're 200 million in assets or 1.3 billion assets today, those are just the outcomes of it. As long as we're doing that day in and day out, that's what the true success is for us.
Wow. So you were talking about they challenge you on stuff. So let's talk about challenges. What challenges have you guys faced along the way? And second part of that question is, how did the credit union overcome those challenges? So first part, what challenges did you face? Let's identify some of the challenges that you guys faced.
Well, like all of us in this area, right? We've had our challenges. I'll never forget, I came on board at AMOCO, August of 2001. Right, so we had 9/11 the month after that, which was, challenging for our credit union, our area, our nation, right? Shortly thereafter that, we had a couple of industrial incidents in our area in Texas City that were challenging. That, we had employees of the organization that lost family and loved ones. Of course, we've all battled through natural disasters here.
Hurricanes,
floods, ice storms in Houston, right? Nobody put on my roadmap I was going to have to deal with an ice storm at the credit union. And then, of course, recently the pandemic, right? Which we've all struggled through. So all those have presented. Well, I can't forget also for us, right when our board of directors agreed to a growth strategy and start growing our credit union, we had the 2008 economic crisis, right?
Well,
and
the house bust,
housing. Right when our board said, "Let's grow," and we had the 2008 crisis, right? So, the business gods definitely challenged us on some of that. But throughout that, we've learned as a group. First, you got to assess, right, what's going on. Try to gather as much information as you can. So you first assess the situation. For us at the credit union, the next thing is how do we ensure and protect our members, our credit union, our employees, and our assets, right? So you assess the situation. First priority is to make sure everybody's safe and sound throughout that. And then you start to identify and how you can react in those type of aspects. But, for us as a credit union, our board has had the wisdom to know that we're going to face challenges, right? So our board has had the wisdom to give us resources, build up resources and reserves over time. They test us and challenge us to continuously do contingency planning and preparedness. And so, unfortunately, we've become pretty good at reacting to these types of scenarios because of the real life practice that we've had. But, that comes with pre-planning, preparing, and those type of aspects. So that's how we've overcome some of those. Of course, every day has its challenge, right? You never know what you're going to be dealing with the challenge. But when you have that in place and you stay true to your mission, you just deal with the fallout from after that.
So I guess what I heard is first you have to identify the challenge. Secondly, you have to, before you identify it, you have to prepare. So you have to be prepared before the challenge comes. So you have to do things to prepare. You have to put a plan in action. You have to kind of go through, hey, look, if this happens or if something similar to this happens, this is going to be our course of action. So you plan first, then you identify the problem, then you take the resources that have been allocated for it and put it towards it. So, man, that's some good information. That's some good information. And I'm recapping for the people that are listening. So they, if you missed it, plan, identify, allocate.
protect. And
Protect.
And protect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do want to give a shout out to Javian. His team did something this year that, you've heard the old saying, if you get lemons, make lemonade, right?
Mhm.
They came up with something. If life gives you limes, make margaritas.
There
And that
you
was
go.
that was a well attended event that we did this past year, right?
It's pretty fun.
Tell us about that event, JB.
So that particular event, we had a restaurant come out, and first the name of that restaurant again?
La Brisa.
La Brisa.
Yeah.
So we had his son-in-law, yeah. And he's the manager over there, and he took the opportunity to teach us how to make guacamole and also margaritas.
Okay.
And it was a good experience. We had some of our partners come out virtually. There was maybe about 100 or so, people that joined us virtually, and it was a good experience because many of us didn't know how to make guacamole and margaritas, things that we like to get purchase at restaurants. So learn how to make that at home was a good experience for us.
So was it just for AMOCO employees or?
No, our partners.
Oh,
Like yourself.
Yeah.
So like our partnership here too.
Yeah.
So we invite all of our partners to attend these events like this, whether it's virtually or in person. And we have a great time. We always have great speakers who come out as well. Just last month as well, we too had a motivational speaker. Speaks
Great
our
speaker.
partners. Really good speaker.
Okay.
And so we do great things like that. So like you said, leadership is important within our organization. And whenever y'all talked about preparation, another good thing that the credit union has done for the employees is what we call CML, creating member loyalty.
Okay.
And, through all these tough times that we've gone through at the credit union, things like preparation from CML has helped us respond to our members properly and to any other situation that may come about. It's just preparing the employees for the best and teaching us good leadership skills. That goes a long way for us.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, great leadership is. I mean, you can't even put into words what good leadership is. And I tell people all the time, I don't get religious on it, but it's like sitting under an anointing. Whatever flows from the top trickles down onto what's there. So if good leadership resides at the top, it trickles down, and everybody has an opportunity to experience it. Not that they will, but they have the opportunity to experience it. So, but
And
while
just the opposite, bad leadership can trickle down.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So, regardless to what it is, I tell people this all the time. Seeds will grow whether you place it in good ground or bad ground. And a prime example of that is everybody has an issue with this. I haven't met one person that hasn't had an issue with this. When you walk out into your driveway and you look in those cracks and that grass is growing up through the cracks, you don't want that seed to produce there. But some kind of way the seed fell into that crack. That's not good ground, but it still yielded a product. So I tell people, very careful where you place your seeds at. Because whether it's good ground or bad ground, that seed is going to yield a product. So always try to place your seeds in good ground. Always. You don't like the grass in the cracks, do you?
No, I didn't.
You pay the lawn, got to get that stuff out.
That's right.
Well, while we're taking a quick laugh break, I want to go ahead and again thank our sponsors. Our May podcast was sponsored by MD Anderson Cancer Center. And I just want to say we appreciate and thank the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center. They are the leader in cancer patient care, research, education, and prevention. We thank them for sponsoring our May Let's Talk Business podcast. And again, we have a special thing coming up on May the 28th. MD Anderson's Dr. Miguel Rodriguez-Biggis and Community Relations Manager Jeanette Lestrade. Did I say it right?
Got it.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. They're going to be here to discuss the importance of the colon cancer screening. It's called colorectal, but the colorectal cancer screening, and to share information about all the other programs and services that MD Anderson offers to the greater Houston community. Shawn was talking about MD Anderson earlier, and he was just talking about what they stand for and what their goal is, like how they make it clear. Like I was sharing with him earlier, and I shared on our last podcast how I'm riding down the freeway one day and I look up and I see this MD Anderson cancer center, and through the cancer was a red line. So that clearly states that they're working hard and making a conscious effort to eliminate cancer, and they're letting everybody know, hey, this is what we do here. So that was a great marketing tool for them. I mean, it keeps them on the minds of people who are looking at it. Like I don't have cancer, hadn't dealt with cancer, but I know if something happens, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about MD Anderson because I saw that sign that says that, hey, the red line is, going through cancer. We're crossing this out. So I'm thinking, they're the first ones on my mind when I think about cancer. Yeah, we have an extensive medical center here, but I haven't seen any other cancer centers, billboards, or anything. So MD Anderson, man, I really like their take on cancer. Don't call us a cancer center. We're gonna cross cancer out, and we're just the MD Anderson Center. We help eliminate cancer. So
and it's like that's their specialty.
Yeah.
Yep. That is their specialty, and so I can only imagine those that are going through, because I can remember, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I can remember there's a cancer center somewhere in Arizona or somewhere, where they get you to come from all over the place to be there, and just like you and a lot of other people that have seen the advertisement for MD Anderson and the crossing out, it was so impactful. It definitely stays on your mind. It has definitely stayed on my mind when I first saw that.
Well, and I guarantee their employees know when they walk in the door what they're there to do day in and day out through that. So,
we talk about leadership and the top of, the head, and then the trickling down and all that. And I think about the impact of COVID and how COVID has impacted our country and our nation, and so many people have lost jobs. I know people who have been off work since the quarantine, and Shawn, talk about, you know where I'm going, right?
You're making me nervous now.
Talk about AMOCO and how AMOCO was able to not lay off one single employee during this whole time. That is amazing.
Well, for the record, we hired 30 employees over this past year. But again, it goes back to our board of directors and their leadership and vision. Actually, we've been working on a digital strategy for over 5 years prior to COVID. And of course, there's some blessings in that too as well. But our board had the vision of knowing that we need to be heading down this digital path. Now, we didn't know that it was going to come into play so quickly due to COVID.
Right.
But we had the things in place. I'll remember as we made that decision. We were coming back. My executive team were at a planning session in San Antonio. We were coming back from San Antonio and get the news about one of the first outbreaks was in San Antonio from a young lady that was out at the mall there. And so we started taking it very seriously. So that weekend we transitioned, and we moved roughly 120 employees to a remote environment for the first time. But we were able to do that because of planning, preparedness, resources put in place. And it wasn't easy. We had our challenges, right?
Exactly.
We still
That's
are
what
challenged.
we're just talking about.
Yeah, we're still
We're
challenging.
just talking about the challenges and how to overcome them. So,
But we had that. So, of course, we took care of our employees first, and then we made sure we took care of our members and figured how can we make sure and reach out to our members. You got to experience video banking recently.
Oh, man, yes.
Which was a transition for us. And, as you go through things, you got to look through for silver linings, right? And, COVID's nothing to be, taking lightly, right? But it did present us opportunities. If I would have asked you a year ago to try video banking, you would have told me, no, I want to see a person, right?
Yes.
But in this environment, you went to go do the video banking, and I think you had a good experience through it. But, the reality is we had to be prepared to serve our members whether they wanted to be in person, over the phone, through a computer, through your phone, iPhone, and we're up to 90,000 members. So we got to be able to serve people
Each
in
one,
different
yeah.
ways, right?
Yeah.
The way they want to. So, you know, we were blessed. We worked hard before that. COVID was something we had to react to, but it actually spurred, you know, today we're doing more loans, as a matter of fact, twice as many loans through a digital format than we were our physical branch environment. And so things have changed, right? We've gotten better. We've been able to do things just like we're doing a podcast here. So, you know, we got to look through it. It's tough, and, you know, there's people that lost lives and lost friends, but it also, any challenge should make you better. And it's made us a better credit union. So,
and I mean, you said it earlier. You know, preparation for you guys to double.
Yes.
You know, and the loan amounts that you're providing. You know, during a time where everybody was in a recession, everybody was declining.
That's right.
You know, it was a declination that was sweeping. You know, everywhere. Not just in the U.S. but across the world. There was a mass declination because of this outbreak. So to rise up and continue to push forward shows that, you know, I like to confirm things when you talk about preparation and you know you talk about. Man, I had a loss of words. When you talk about,
I thought that would be me.
And that's very rare.
That's very rare.
Identifying, you identify the problem, you identify the challenge, but you have to be prepared for it. And you know, just the numbers, the facts that you just stated here shows that you not only talked about, you know, being prepared and identifying the challenge, but you also did exactly what you said. So that's. Like I said earlier, a pair of lips can say anything, but, you know, actions speak louder than words. If you can, you know, I tell people all the time, yeah, I can say that I do this, but judge me according to my actions. Look at what I've done, you know, look at what I do. You know, don't listen to what I'm telling you. Yeah, it's fine to hear me, but, you know, judge me based on my actions. So to see you guys progressing forward in a time where the natural mind will say, oh, it's about to get bad. And that's really a good thing, because for me, at first I used to feel bad to tell people like, oh, 2019 and 2020 was the worst year for me. And I used to feel bad because it was the best year for me.
Yes.
2020 was an amazing year for me. I mean, money-wise, it's not the most money I've made, but I had a really, really good year financially. My son was born in 2020.
Congratulations.
I traveled the world at the beginning before COVID became a thing. 2019 going into the new year, you know, I went around the world. So 2020 was an exceptional year, and I used to feel bad because so many people were
on the other side of that.
Yeah, they were on the receiving end of the you know the decline. But for me, it was great. And I sat down, you know, sometimes I ain't recommend this to everybody, but sometimes you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself questions. And then you have to answer those questions too. So I looked in the mirror and I said, man, somebody needs to hear that it's not bad out there. It is opportunity. There is still good that can happen during this time. So I stopped pacifying my story and tell people, I had a great year. What are you talking about? I was like, call me. I'll tell you how you can do it. Call me, let me help you. Call me, let me point you in the right direction. Let me get you some information that's gonna help you. You know, and that's what we do here at the Chambers. I mean, that's our mission. We gather the information, we disseminate the information, the business tools and resources, so that, you know, the member firms can get out there and level the playing field with these big corporations. Not only level the playing field, they can prosper once they level it. They can get some money, and that's, you know, at the Chambers, that's what we do. We connect businesses to the money. You know.
Well, and just like Chamber and the credit union, you know, we can always be there for the good times, but our true test, are we going to be there during the bad times, right? And, you know, our mission is to serve the financial needs of our members. We're there on both sides, right? And I know the Chamber is as well, right? That's when your true test is.
And we can look at it, we can say the same thing with the Chambers. Our membership has expanded.
Yes.
We just added another region with 3 counties in November.
Nice. awesome.
And then, when did you guys become a member?
Well, just past
around the same time.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
just laying. I like to disambiguate the questions. I like to make it simple and plain. If you don't know what disambiguate means, that makes it simple and plain to make it easy to understand. So I like to show the facts. I put the facts out. You can't argue the facts. You can argue somebody's opinion, but you can't argue the facts. The facts are there. You know, AMOCO Federal Credit Union grew during the pandemic. The
Yes.
chambers was growing through the pandemic, so it's possible. People, if you had a hard 2020, you know, I feel bad for that, but the opportunity is out there for you. All you have to do is keep searching, look for that information, plug into the right places, get plugged into the chambers. Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. Go ahead, JV.
No, I was just going to say I believe the pandemic was a good opportunity for people to realize how important credit unions are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a good opportunity to save money, how good chambers, you know, important chambers are. And like myself, you know, you guys actually took the opportunity to give me an extra vision of becoming an entrepreneur, you know, and et cetera. And during that pandemic time, if you lost your job, it's a great time to
Great time to get started.
You know, great time to be connected with the chambers to get different avenues to navigate to get your life back, you know, to normal.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
so
yeah, we were still doing this podcast during the pandemic, and our first podcast that we did was how to, you know, reassess, reevaluate, and reengage. You know, we wanted people to know, hey, look, take a step back, look in the mirror. Get real with yourself. Talk to yourself and tell yourself, hey, look, this is what's going on in my life. And if you're not happy with where you are, make some changes. It was a great time to look at your business and see, okay, this is what my business does now, but there's a need for this. Let me restructure a little bit while I'm at a point where it's not going to hurt me to have a little down. I have downtime, so you know. I would say it's not going to hurt you to have it, but you have it. You have the downtime, so take some time to reassess and see what's out there, what opportunities lied out there. Because there were, man, it was crazy how many opportunities were out there during this time when, you know, it shouldn't have been.
Or when the world was, we were just
The
faced
world
with
was
such
suffering,
uncertainty. You know,
Yeah.
and then when you talk about, you know, during the pandemic, you guys actually hired 30 people, you know, and then, you know, how when you say you had the best year, you
Yes.
know, and I can attest to when looking back or, you know, reassessing, and I'm like, well, you know what? I didn't do so bad. You know, I didn't do bad at all. And so it's kind of for me, it's given me the ability to want more, to go for more. You know, so if we're in a crisis now, and you know, and so my business has progressed, or you know, during this time, I'm like, whoa, that has been a driving force to keep going.
Yeah.
You know, so
Absolutely.
yeah.
So I mean, we're gonna get back to some of these questions.
I thought we were fine. I don't need more questions.
But see how easy it got. See, it got really easy because we started having a conversation. We started talking about things that
Life situations.
that matter. Like, and it's not something you have to think about because you experienced it. You experienced it. You experienced it.
Yeah,
I
we all
experienced
did.
it.
We
So
all did.
we're just talking about things that we've experienced, you know. But it's information for people who haven't experienced it, people who are listening. Hey, look, I sat back, I reevaluated my business, but at that time, I run a construction company. So I run a project management firm. So at that particular time, I was an essential worker, so I didn't have to stop working. And my guys were like, great. They were like, oh my gosh, I had money allocated to build a house. So guess what? I built it. And actually, I took some time. I went out there with the guys. I know how to frame. I know how to hang siding and put doors and windows in. Like, when I started in my business, I started from the bottom. Like, I worked in every single trade. Like, my first job out of the military was I was an electrician apprentice. So I did electrical work on residential, commercial, industrial, K through 12, university. So I worked on all those aspects under a master electrician who trained me how to do electric work. So then I went from there and went into other fields, but we're not finna talk about me. We finna get back to AMOCO.
Just fine listening to the story.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So AMOCO is a member of several credit unions. Multiple,
Yeah.
yes, many. So what value do you find? What value do you find in being a member of our credit union, Tri-County Regional Black
We
Chamber?
found that
of
Chamber.
Commerce?
Yeah.
Black Chamber.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, that's such a good partner. We just flow
So,
together. That's
yeah,
what our partnership is.
yeah.
Right?
So y'all remember several chambers.
Yeah.
Several chambers. Yeah.
So what value do you find being a member of the best chambers in the whole wide? No, people don't take this the wrong way. I'm so pro chamber, but there are a lot of good chamber of commerce
Yes.
in this area, in the Houston, Texas, Galveston, in this area,
Absolutely.
and we just happen to be one of them. We
Yes.
do what we say we're going to do. But back to that question, what value have you found being a member of the
Tri-County.
chambers like Tri-County?
Well, early on, I was blessed in an opportunity to go back to my hometown and intern at a chamber of
Mhm.
I
commerce.
remember that.
Yeah, my small hometown chamber of commerce. So got out there on the spot, and the executive director quit my first 2 weeks in the internship.
Oh, wow.
So for the rest of my summer, I held the pieces together as executive director of that chamber.
Wow.
But I was exposed and understood, and then as I progressed and moved forward and came to AMOCO Credit Union back in 2001, we're not the credit union that we are today, right?
Yes.
We were a small, tight budget,
Yes.
and all that type of stuff. And as a matter of fact, I don't even think we had a marketing budget. We produced a newsletter, and that was all we had. But I thought Chamber of Commerce, the Texas City Lamarck Chamber of Commerce was the first one we joined. I thought that is a great opportunity for a nominal investment of joining a chamber. It can open the doors to a great opportunity of marketing, getting your name out. Networking for me was the
Yes.
biggest aspect. I mean, we wouldn't be here today if we didn't
Yes.
have networking opportunities. But, dollar for dollar for any business, no matter what size, right? Whether you're a one-person shop or MD Anderson,
Okay.
right? Chamber of Commerce is the vehicle to open the doors to those opportunities, and that's what we found at AMOCO. Now, you don't just join a Chamber of Commerce and pay your dues and it comes to you. You're joining the chamber presents you the opportunity, and it's still on you.
Yeah,
right?
you got to get up and do.
You got to work it. Yeah, you got
Come
to.
out and.
I think about just like a politician, right? You got to
Yeah.
go out and kiss babies, shake hands, and all that type of
You got
stuff.
to network.
And
You got to network.
I've eaten so many chamber lunches and dinners, that I have feathers coming out sometimes. That I've had so much chicken at some of these. But it's one relationship at a time,
Yes.
just like y'all, one opportunity at a time. If you're just sitting there in your office wanting to come to you, it's not going to happen. You
Yeah.
got to go out and do it, and the chambers are a great opportunity to do that. And truthfully, we've grown from 2005 when we started of about 240 million in assets to 1.3 billion in assets in that time frame, and I owe a lot to our chamber partnerships. I mean, we would not be here today if it wasn't for the opportunities that chambers of commerce have presented us. So do I believe in chambers?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I do.
Obvious.
right.
That's obvious.
Yes,
We
yes.
didn't have to guess. But yeah, like what Shawn was just talking about, we have our 2021 business book, and this business book highlights, well, first off, it tells you about the chambers. You have a message from our CEO and president, and then it shows you who our board of directors are. Every good business that's doing business with multiple people and has a high volume needs a board of directors. Then we also have advisory board members, and then we have advertising from the different businesses, the different member firms that are within the chamber. So it's a directory for you as a chamber member to go in and look at and see. Shawn, do you have one of our business books?
Yeah, I think
Of
I have. I
course
think
he
I have
does.
a. I think I have a logo or a
Well,
page
yeah.
in there.
Probably-
if I'm
When
correct.
you
Yeah.
first open it,
Yeah.
when you first open
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Get that on there.
There
There we go.
There it is. There it is. So, yeah, but what this does, this allows you to see the other member firms that are here because, at the chambers, we know business, but our members make business happen. So, networking is really important. A good chamber of commerce is important. If you have a business, if you want to have a business, if your sister told you about starting a business and you don't know anything about it, reach out to a great chamber of commerce. I know one. I know a great chamber of commerce you can reach out to. Tri-County Regional Black Chambers Commerce. 832-875-3977. But we service a bunch of different industries. We service the construction industry, the logistics industry, administrative, marketing. If your business offers a service or if they offer a product, we have access to a bunch of opportunities as a member firm with the chambers. We have a trucking alliance, and we also have a construction alliance. So we do things to make sure that our member firms that join this chambers are not just spending money to say that they're a part of a chambers that does nothing for them. We do exactly what our mission says. Like, you're witnessing it by being on this podcast. If you're listening to this podcast, then we're doing exactly what our mission statement says that we do. We gather the information and we disseminate it to our member firms. So, that's what we do.
And if I may,
Of course.
I talked about chambers and how it's benefited us as AMOCO Credit Union. But, there's the other side to this, too, is our belief of being a good community partner is that we as AMOCO Credit Union, it's required to be a part of the Chamber of Commerce. Yes, we get a benefit from it, but also we think that's just our requirement to be in the business climate because chambers do so many great things in terms of providing a great business climate in terms of legislative, regulatory support, education, training, and development. So while, yes, we benefit from it, we also understand that that's our obligation is to make sure that we have a great business climate which chambers of commerce support. So I think every business needs to support their local chambers of commerce because that ensures that we have a great business climate to continue to work in. So,
and what I will say is that, one of the benefits of you said the chambers, helps member firms, but the member firms help the chambers as well because AMOCO is a member and they're a presidential club member, and they are bringing us information for the other members. So it's a give and take situation.
Yes.
Just because we're the chambers and we gather and get this information out, we get the information from people. We get the information from resources. We get the tools from, actual things. So AMOCO is one of the tools and one of the resources that we get, how we get this information out. So you guys being on our podcast not only helps us, but it helps our members as well because they can hear this information. They can know where they can go get a credit union that operates in integrity and it's owned by the members. So this is the type of information that we're looking to put out there, and I appreciate it. Like I said, it was an honor and pleasure for you guys to sit here. You thought we were doing you a favor, but no, you're doing us a favor. So we appreciate you guys taking the time. Like CEO and president, if somebody's a CEO and president of a $1 billion+ company, they don't have a bunch of free time. So for you to take the time off, I appreciate that.
Honored to be here. That's a great partnership.
And when you talk about in terms of partnerships,
You can get the next question.
Okay. when we speak in terms of partnerships, and you talked about the importance of the chamber, but the key is partnerships. It goes hand in hand. We have to be that thing that we need for each other. And that's and the building the relationships. Those are those things that get me excited. And AMOCO, 1.3 billion. And when I talk about it, I tell people, and I always say, billion, not million. Billion, not million.
The B's, not the B's.
Got
the
and so,
B's,
yeah,
not the B's,
yes.
baby.
And so when it makes me, it makes me, I don't want to say proud, but it makes me proud to say that we have a relationship, with AMOCO Federal Credit Union. And and one of the things that I love about Tri-County is that I tell people all the time, we're not your average chamber in that we're one chamber that serves 12 counties. And so when I think about our reach, and when you talk about the planning and preparing for, and so we're planning and preparing for our next 2 regions, now. And so we just keep getting better, like AMOCO. We just keep getting better and better and better. And in terms of partnerships and all of the credit unions, we're just here to serve the underserved, not to muddy the waters with any other chamber, but we're here to serve the underserved, and that's what I believe has been my calling, is to just acquire and disseminate this valuable business information, because I know that people need it. I've said for years that Galveston County is fertile ground for entrepreneurships.
Absolutely.
And so it has become my responsibility, a responsibility that I take very seriously, to plant the seed and to get that information out there to that person that says, I've had this vision, or I just haven't birthed it yet, or I'm pregnant with this book, or where I'm going with this, and all these things. And I'm like, you gotta move your feet. And so some people I take baby steps with, that are just not real sure, and then there are some people that are so ready, and they're like, let's do it and let's go. And it just gives me so much with gratitude and gratification that I was the one to help this person birth this baby. And so that's what it's all about for me as I serve Galveston County.
And Bobby she said something else. We work with other chambers. Just because we are a chamber of commerce, it's not a competition with other chambers. We partner with other chambers. We have a few chambers here that we partner with to get things out, because we're Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce, and black is not a race. We're talking about a culture.
Yes.
So we want people to understand that you don't have to be black to be a member of Tri-County Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. It's a culture. That's what it is. So we help everybody in business. But, we know about the black culture in business. So, we service, like she said, we service 12 counties right now. And we're about to add some more.
Right.
I'm not saying when, but we're going to add some more counties, because, our president, man, so much kudos and respect for our president and founder, Miss Leandria Thompson. If you call her phone right now, she's gonna, if she's not busy doing something or assisting some members, she's gonna pick up that phone and she'll have a conversation with you. And this is that's a great thing about the chambers. You don't, like, if you pick up the phone and call me, you're calling me, and I'm the vice president, but you can get on the phone with the president of the chambers and say, hey, look, I'm trying to get this done. Okay, let me look at my schedule. Oh, I got to open it this day. Come in and see me. And it's just that simple. You can't, to have that type of ability to reach out and get that person. And when I tell you, this lady is so well connected, she knows everybody. If you say, oh yeah, Miss Leandria Thompson, Black Chamber of Commerce, you can say that to the mayor of Houston. He's like, oh yeah, I know Leandria. Yeah, she's a great person, blah, 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 blah. You can say that you can go in the metro. Yeah. I'm talking about the bus company, to the guy that runs Metro, and say, oh yeah, Miss Thompson sent me over here. Oh yeah, okay, come in, let's sit down and talk. So it's, she's well connected, but she still takes the time to give this information to those who want it. And that's really the point that I was trying to make there. So.
Well, I have another great story for y'all about when we were trying to aspire as a credit union. Reached out to Gallery Furniture.
Okay.
Wanted to have them come down and speak to our board of directors, so I reached out and called the number that was on the website. Sure enough, Mattress Mac answers the phone.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. Of course, I was thrown back in shock and fumbled the words and tried. So, well, I'm Shawn Bailey. I'm trying to grow my business. Aspire to be a business like yours. I was wondering if you could come down and speak to our board of directors. He said, what date and what time? And I told him, and he goes, Shawn, can't do that. That's a Saturday, but my marketing director will be there. Here's his name and number, and sure enough, right? What a man of his word, picking up the phone like you're saying, man of his word, willing to help somebody, didn't know me from anything. But, that's the type of leadership, and obviously y'all know what Mattress Mac has done for our community.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But, it's to the point of Ms. Thompson as well, is, those are the type of leaders that make a difference in our community. So,
May the 14th. May the 14th, May the 15th. We got some events coming up.
Yes.
That's today. Today is the 14th.
Yes.
And then tomorrow. So our Business Choice Awards Gala is coming up. Our Business Choice Awards chair was Anointed Caring Homes Incorporated. And we're honoring greatness in business. So May the 14th is our VIP soiree. It starts at 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. It's hosted at the Swing Out Civic Club in Beaumont, Texas, 3859 Stack Drive. Get your tickets. May the 15th, which is tomorrow, 2021, our Business Choice Awards, Black Tie Affair. We start seating at 5 p.m. Dinner starts at 6 p.m. and the awards ceremony starts at 7. The MCM Elegante Hotel in Beaumont, Texas. So we got an event coming up. The Business Choice Awards honorees. One of them is sitting here in the room somewhere. I ain't saying no name. Pointing some fingers. Miss Holman is one of the honorees. Archer Business, Innovations BCC, Cleveland Lane Senior. Y'all know Cleveland. AMOCO Federal Credit Union. Tabitha Barone, Ochina. I ain't gonna say that last name. Okay, Willie. I know how to say it. Miss Rosalind Johnson, that's my girl. Kevin Soko, man. Kevin Soko is such a great guy. Great guy. Dave Taylor has an amazing story. Yes. And then Shola Otului. Shola is, that guy is a dynamite guy in business. Like, if you meet Shola's very soft-spoken, really calm. But when it comes to business, he knows his stuff. He gets out there. He gets at it. And just a great guy all around, man. So all these people are being honored. And, if you have an opportunity to make it to Beaumont this Saturday, I think we still have some tickets available. We still have some seats available. It's very few, but we still have a few tickets available. It's not completely sold out, but it's really, really close. And if you're gonna be in the house, hey, bring your A game. Come on, like I say, Black Tie Fair. Put that nice. If you got a tuxedo, put that tuxedo on. If you don't, put your nice Steve Harvey suit on. Pull it out the back of the closet, dust it off. Come on, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna laugh, and we're gonna celebrate people in business. And what I love about this is it gives me an opportunity. I've been successful in business, but it gives me an opportunity to clap my hands and tell other businesses, man, you guys did a great job. Keep up the good work. So it shows, it gives me an opportunity to kind of give back. Be like, man, I'm proud of you guys, man. And sometimes people need to hear that. People in business that are doing things in the community, helping themselves, they need to hear, hey, you guys did a great job. Keep up the good work. Because what that does, it makes them continue to do a great job and continue to keep up the work. So, absolutely. Shawn, do you have any words of advice for our listeners that's building their own personal success or businesses?
Well, I think we covered a lot of the main points here today as well, right?
Perfect, not a problem.
Know what you're doing, believe in what you're doing, love what you do. Don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Count every blessing that you have. But, at the end of the day, pick what you want to do, know exactly what you want to do, and everything else will fall into place after that. Yeah.
I'm a piggyback.
When you enjoy your job, it's no longer work. I just want to.
That's what I was gonna say. And even if you don't know exactly what you want to do, just do something, and it'll come. Because for me, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. Like I've been in construction forever, but I didn't know I wanted to run a construction company, run a project management firm. I didn't set out to do that. It just came, and I couldn't imagine, not doing this for work. I love what I do. I wake up in the morning. I don't have a problem. If I got to go to a job site, I love it. It's not. And like JV just said, it's not work for me. Ms. Holman, you got anything you want to add before we get up out of here?
No, I just want to say thanks to you guys for coming, and we look forward to our partnership and us sharing this platform every month. You know, JV is a regular here, and we're so glad, Shawn. You know, you were teasing me at the golf tournament. Let me tell you, I'm gonna close out with this story.
We can't talk about this golf tournament.
Let me tell you,
I did not get invited.
that's Cleveland. That's on Cleveland.
That's
on Cleveland.
I'm just kidding.
So I was at my post. I was at my post of duty. And so, Shawn, first I saw you there that morning, but you were getting water or something. So I'll talk to him later.
Yeah, water.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was at my post, and so Shawn passes by, him and Paul, and he goes, "Oh, Bobby, you're not going to get me on that podcast." I told Cleveland, and so here he is.
Yeah, you got it.
So we're so glad
I have
to
a
have
feeling
you.
you get pretty much whatever you want.
You have an open invitation anytime
Yes.
you want to come and share some
Yes.
information with our members. It is an open invitation. You're always welcome. AMOCO Federal Credit Union is always welcome on our podcast. And again, let me we appreciate and thank the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center. You know, they're the leader in cancer patient care, research, education, and prevention. They sponsor our podcast for the whole month of May, our Let's Talk Business podcast. And special day on May the 28th, MD Anderson is Dr. Miguel Rodriguez Biggis and Community Relations Manager, Ms. Jeanette Lestrip. Straight. I don't know why I keep messing that up. It don't even have an I in it. I keep saying Lestrip. Miss Lestrip, please forgive me. When you see me, you can punch me. I can take it. But they're going to be here to discuss the importance of the colon cancer screening and share information about all the programs and services that MD Anderson offers to the greater Houston community. So we're looking forward to May the 28th. And like I said, the whole month of May is a great month. We have a great sponsor. So we're excited. And this has been your Let's Talk Business podcast. Until next Friday. We finna have a good time, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, don't miss the gala. If y'all miss the gala, man, it's on y'all. They gonna have this MC, the MC there tonight. Oh my gosh, I heard he is the best MC out there ever. I ain't saying no names. His name Howard Johnson.
MC.
Yeah, I know how to feel. I had a feeling I knew that MC.
We clear, nice.